Hey guys, welcome to the Retro Gaming Junction. This is Camilio, and we're continuing Tex Murphy with a Tex Murphy Overseer, which you will see very soon if you did not know, and maybe if you're confused later. This is a remake or a retelling. This is Tex Murphy retelling the story of the first Tex Murphy, uh, which was Project. The game wasn't called that, but the project in the game was called Project Overload or Overlord. Now it's Overseer, I guess. I don't know if Tex just misremembers it or what. Yeah, I had a lot of trouble making this game work. I hope everything goes smoothly. The cutscene work extremely well. The 3D scenes work, but they could be working better. New game. Uh, well, let's delete this. Let's delete everything. Delete everything. Yes. Begin. Also, there's entertainment gamer. We're gonna go with entertainment again. Fuck that. Oh yeah, Michael York. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, we played all of the Mean Streets is the first one, so you will recognize some things about this. Yeah, I played all the Tex Murphy. I'd already played them before, but I streamed them recently. I'm going to play Tesla Effect. Chris Jones, woo! But maybe a little later this year.
My life was things will get worse and worse. Worse and worse and worse. Is your daddy dead? Overlord is the
That was great.
Tex? Are you okay? Sit up for a minute in the camera.
Oh, and because of all the conversation trees and all, I looked up if there was multiple ending because a thing that annoys me about the Pandora directive, I think Tex Murphy was the same, is that depending on what you say, you're gonna have a different ending. So it's you can't really be an asshole or always click on the thing that finds it that is the most funny. But now I can do whatever I want. There's no. So flat refusal, classic excuse, give fair warning. Let's go with give fair warning.
I know you're a strong woman, Chelsea, but even you've got your limits.
Quit stalling. I want to see the real you.
Check Chuck Eston humor. I don't know what that means.
I look like one of those hideous mutants from beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, Chuck
Hey, well, that's going to be
Eston.
nothing compared to what you're going to look like after I'm done with you if you show up late tonight.
Is Charlton? Is Chuck a diminutive Charlton? Charles? I've never heard anyone refer him to as Chuck. What is this?
Oh no. I'm not late again, am I? Curse this internal clock of mine.
You probably forgot, but our date starts in exactly 12 minutes. Lucky for you, there is a 1 hour grace period.
Tell me, Chelsea, does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care?
Does he really care?
I have a nice surprise planned, if you show up, that is.
I hope it's a naughty surprise.
Oh, well, you'll just have to wait and see, cowboy. Now don't go back to sleep. Make yourself beautiful as quick as you can and zip on over here. I'll be waiting.
Sorry I'm late.
Well, at least you're here. Come on in, let me take your hat and your coat.
You know, in this light, you kind of look like a princess.
Well, thank you. So which one of the dwarves do I have with me tonight? Happy, grumpy, or dopey?
Sleepy, actually. But hey, I'll tell you what. I put on a fresh shirt. I'm wearing the tie you asked me to wear. Get a couple of drinks for me. I'm gonna perk right up, okay?
Well, you look like you've been working hard.
Oh, man, I'm exhausted. It's just that I can't seem to get a decent night's sleep.
You still having those nightmares?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I think if you kept a little bit more normal hours and you ate a decent meal every now and again, you might look and feel a lot better. And that's why we have an 8 o'clock reservation at the Golden Pagoda.
Well, since you got to pick the restaurant, maybe I could be in charge of the early evening entertainment. Because if we...
Tex, honey, listen. I don't want you to think that I'm not interested. I am. It's just that I think that we have some things that we really need to discuss first.
Such as?
I just think it would be nice if our relationship could go further.
What, like, all the way to second base?
No. All I'm talking about is
No,
the ability to connect
not
with
even
someone
second
who has
base.
the potential to make us both very happy.
It's about Sylvia, isn't it?
No, and it's not about marriage. It's about that one thing that prevents us from being close.
What does Sylvia have to do with you and me?
You tell me.
Okay. If you really want to know, I'll tell you. But keep in mind that 6 years ago, I was pretty much an idiot. The colonel had just fired me from his detective agency because I thought everything had to be done by the book. Literally. Well, being the naive optimist that I was, I decided to go into business for myself and become a big success. As it turned out, I was about to learn some even harder lessons. There I was in my shiny new office with all the trimmings up to my ears in debt. Weeks had gone by and I was still waiting around for my first client to show up. I figured I'd have more work than I could handle in a big city like New San Francisco. And I was just starting to feel like a tiny bug on the windshield. Yeah, Chelsea, you wouldn't believe it, but I had a really nice office. Let me tell you about it.
Let me tell you all about it. Let me tell you about this water bottle.
Nothing refreshes like cool, clear water.
No.
I fill my ashtray with candy in hopes that visitors will forego the dangers of smoking in favor of good, wholesome, processed sugar. The PI Rules is my Bible. 20 tried and true aphorisms with plenty of blank pages to add your own. I've come up with 17 others so far. Extreme Sports Illustrated is pretty cutting edge. The last issue had an article on ultimate chess, 30 men and 2 women in a literal fight to the death. Extreme Sports Illustrated is pretty cutting edge.
Okay.
I just got this phone, and it came with a free 2-week subscription to the American Information Database. I can request data on my cases, and it will be faxed to my office immediately.
The sound is particularly low. So I had the choice, like if you play this game out of the box on GOG, first of all, my FMVs were broken, but that was an encoder thing, so I had to uninstall some of the codecs I had installed on my computer. So that's a thing. And then it worked. Oh, I don't know exactly what the problem was, but that worked. There was such difficulty to make it work at all. Let me check something about the volumes. Everything's at max. No, the master. Yeah, put the master volume up. The movies are really loud, so put them down a bit.
Nothing refreshes like cool, clear water.
Yeah, this is much better, right? Yeah, I can't make it higher. And the midi, yeah, that's fine, whatever. That's fine. That's the same fucking thing. American Info Database. I can dial that.
Welcome to the American Information Database. We hope you enjoy your free 2-week trial subscription. Our new voice recognition interface makes requesting information more convenient than ever before. Simply tell us the topic you want researched. The request will be immediately transmitted to our central database. Any available information will be sent, usually within seconds, to your fax number. What topic would you like us to research?
Ask about me.
A search for information on Tex Murphy has been initiated. What other topic would you like us to research?
Done.
Thank you for using the American Information Database.
Yeah, so. Oh. Where's the music now? March 4, 2004. Graduated University of Investigation of Utah. Received private investigator's license 2032. Worked for Dobbs Investigative Service. That's me. And then we lose it. Oh, well. Yeah, I cannot move the mouse while... If I move the mouse while I move the cursor. So okay, wait. But if you install the game by default, you might have problem with the FMV, but that's your encoders. You need to do something about that. Other thing, you might have some transparency texture. Like this will be transparent. This will be transparent, and like even like the back here, and it's not super noticeable because I launched the game and I was, oh, everything's fine. And then I fill it with other things, and then I thought that putting the game in windowed mode broke it or not. So I had to use DigiVoodoo to fix this, but it makes the game a little clunkier. Like this goes down slower. It's like the frame rate is slower, but not, if I'm using the mouse, it's super silky smooth. But you know, the mouse, how fun it is with the mouse. Now I can finally use the keyboard. It's not as smooth, but with the keyboard it's just easier to look down, look up. Oh yeah, that's it.
Well, I've only got a few things in my file cabinets right now, but someday they'll be jam-packed. The cabinet itself was dirt cheap, but I was
I
surprised
think by
at how much
touching
they
the
charged me for
music,
drawers.
I broke it or something. It seems that going here and touching that made it that we don't have any more music. Oh, it's back now.
This perpetual motion device just goes on and on and on. Reminds me of my crazy Uncle Cadmus.
Exactly.
Some people have power ties. I have power plants.
Oh,
I bought this dressing screen because it can double as a throw rug. The lady on QVC said these commemorative Elvis plates were collectibles. I figure I got my retirement all taken care of. The lady on QVC said these... All right. Looks like the latest issue of Boyd's Life has arrived. I wonder what that crazy Boyd is up to this month. Oh, Boyd's Life. Annual fishing issue. I wonder what those twins are up to this month.
"101 pickup lines that really work." Lynx 2037, the ultimate golf game. Mutant fish, catch them before they catch you. A magazine for men. Boyd's Life.
Some people have power ties. I have power plants. Made these vases in my high school pottery class. It was the easiest B- I ever got. I use this tape to measure my success. I've just got to dust it off and it'll work like a charm. These are all biographies of Wayne Newton.
Yo, bass.
I don't know why people always found him so fascinating. 300 years of dance and the dance instructor's guide to proper footwork. If this PI gig doesn't work out, I can always go back to giving dance lessons. It's a proud Murphy family tradition. Well, I'm not sure why, but this sculpture is called Every Day is Sunday to a Bird. Ay, 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 la policía! Studies in Venezuelan policing tactics. My murder mystery collection. I've read so many. The way I figure, I'll pretty much have every case solved before I leave my office. 300 years of dance and the dance instructor's guide to proper footwork. The compendium of mediocre Sherlock Holmes ripoffs. My favorite is the short story by Joe Esterhaus, The Sign of the Thong. The Cliff Notes collection of the world's most complicated novels. I say trim the fat. The guy who sold me my stone masks said either they were a fertility charm or would curse me to lifelong poverty and a violent death. Live dangerously, I say. Made these vases in my high school pottery class. It was the easiest B-. Collection of Latvian literature. I use these books for scrap paper. It's the Linda Goodman Sun Sign series, complete with a Leo bookend. These are travelogues of every country in the world that begins with A. These are travelogues of every country. These are travelogues of every country. These are travelogues of every country in the world that begins with A. I don't want to brag, but I own every John Grisham novel ever published. History of Animals.
Remember John Grisham?
I read a couple of chapters whenever I feel like getting really worked up.
Never read a John Grisham book in my life.
The guy who sold me my stone masks said the cabinet itself was dirt cheap, but I was surprised at
Wait,
how
I
much
can
they
open them. Oh.
This is where letters of recommendation and thank yous from clients will go. Oops. This letter from the Colonel's been misfiled.
Murphy, I thought I'd write this note to wish you well in your new venture. Also, you might think I still hate your guts for that little stunt you pulled on me with the ethics board. As it turns out, a few of my friends at the SFPD, among others, were able to help me clear things up and get my PI license reinstated. So, other than the character smearing and public humiliation, everything worked out fine. And I do still hate your guts. You ungrateful, two-faced little turd. I put a lot of trust in you, took you under my wing, showed you the ropes of the business, and for what? A knife in the back. A word of advice. Someday, you're going to learn that not everything is black and white. Sometimes you have to bend the rules a little to make them work right. And even more important, never betray your friends. That kind of thing comes back to haunt you. So again, good luck running your own agency. If anyone ever needed it, it's you. And don't expect me to send any business your way. I don't like seeing people wasting their money. The Colonel.
Well, I've only got a few things in my file cabinets right. Only got a few things in my... This here's my little buddy. Just manuals for the phone and fax machine, you know, technical stuff. Just manuals for the phone and... The rich cherrywood finish of my... I like to think of this as my little throne. I fill my ashtray with
You know,
What?
I fill my ashtray with
Oh, I didn't want to skip her conversation. Probably said to
Extreme
move
Sports
on, but come on. Move on with the story. You know, it's not that interesting. Go back in the stream and you pause it. You might be able to read what she said. Okay, so we're good. We need to get out of here, I guess. Let's do it. We'll save. There must be a quick key for that. Oh, that's not the exit. Well.
This holds all 4 of my color-coordinated outfits. When it comes to fashionable attire, I'm saving these bottles of cold duck for a special romantic dinner. All of the flavor and none of the mind-numbing alcohol. I'm saving these bottles of cold duck for a special Humphrey Bogart, my one true inspiration. This is the one thing that I refuse to skimp on. It's the finest cot that money can buy.
Or Shazy.
The royal game of India. In my book, Parcheesi, Twister, and Ms. Pac-Man are the triumvirate of competitive gaming.
Okay. Leave this alone.
Well, 5 would be nice here.
Oh, I needed to do this for it to trigger this cutscene.
Are you the private investigator?
That's what someone painted on the door.
I'll take that as a yes. I'd like to hire you, if you're available.
Well, it just so happens that I am. What can I do for you, Ms.
Linsky, but I'd prefer if you called me Sylvia.
Okay, Sylvia. I'm Tex Murphy. Have a seat.
I'm sorry if I disturbed your game.
Well, that's all right. I was losing anyway.
Would you like one?
No, actually, there's a rumor going around that those things are bad for you.
Lots of things are bad for you. That doesn't stop me from enjoying them.
So, why are you in the market for a PI?
My father, Carl Linsky, died a week ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
The police think it's suicide. I believe they're wrong.
Well, the police are usually pretty good in matters like this. I mean, I can't believe they'd make that big a mistake.
My father wasn't suicidal, and I'll pay you to prove it.
Okay, your father's name is... Sorry, was?
Carl Linsky.
Okay. Well, if we rule out the suicide, that leaves 3 other ways to go. I mean, it could have been an accident or natural causes, or it could have been murder.
The police say that they have witnesses that saw him jump off the Golden Gate Bridge.
Well, I guess that rules out the first 2 then. So you think your father was murdered?
He didn't kill himself, I know it.
Look, if I take your case, you gotta understand there's no money-back guarantee. And it doesn't sound real promising.
I just don't know what else to do.
Who's the officer in charge?
The detective's name is Eve Clements.
All right, I'll go down and I'll talk to her. We can get together later and I'll tell you what I found out.
I'm staying at my father's house. Here's the address. Now, about the money up front. How much do you need? Because I haven't got a lot.
I'm running a special this week. If I decide not to take your case, there isn't going to be any charge.
Thank you. I'll be waiting.
Nice to meet you, Sylvia.
Okay. So apparently there's gonna be a huge story with Sylvia, love story, but in the original game, I don't remember a love story between those 2. And now all of a sudden he doesn't smoke anymore? What's up with that?
This is the one thing that I refuse to skimp
Tex
on.
Murphy doesn't
It's the
smoke.
finest cop that money can buy.
He's like, no, Chelsea, I never smoke. Tex office, Linsky's house, Eve. Let's go Eve first. You look fun. Do I like double click go? Okay.
It doesn't sound like a very promising start.
Well, like I said, I was running out of cash fast and was pretty desperate for a case. I knew Detective Clements and figured I'd pay her a visit. The only problem was she and the Colonel were pretty tight, and like I told you, I'd gotten the Colonel in some trouble not long before.
Get out!
They couldn't get the same actor that did the Colonel and got a look-alike. if that was supposed to be him.
You busy?
If it isn't Tex Murphy. Sold out any fellow PIs lately?
Well, now that you bring it up, how is the Colonel doing anyway?
We had a drink together a couple of nights ago. He said if I saw you, to be sure and tell you to go to hell.
Colonel, he is such a sweetheart. You believe it? Speaking of which, how have you been?
You know, the last thing I need is some pansy PI wasting my time.
Yeah, bugs me too. It's good you've got a nice manly PI like myself here.
Like I said,
Look, I'll be so quick, you won't even know I was here.
give me one good reason why I should do any favors for you.
A good book. What is this?
Because you're an extremely beautiful woman, and I'm desperately in love.
That's not gonna work.
Come on, Detective Clemens. Even you were a rookie once. Give me a break.
All right, Murphy. You're just lucky you caught me in a charitable mood. But be quick about it.
I hope that these conversation starters will stay not too complicated. Karlinski.
6 witnesses saw Linsky take the dive. Their stories matched up and they all checked out.
And they all ID'd Linsky.
Not exactly. None of them were close enough to make an absolutely positive ID, but they described his general appearance, build, and clothing. Body wasn't found for a couple of days. Wasn't in the best shape when we fished it out of the bay, but we were able to make an identification using the personal effects found on the body. Coroner said the cause of death was drowning. No other injuries, though there was a scar back here. Linsky probably had surgery done recently. That's all.
Hmm.
We didn't follow it up since it had nothing to do with his suicide. Standard stuff. Wallet, keys, and a suicide note neatly sealed in a Ziploc bag. Standard stuff. Wallet, keys, and... Standard stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm willing to help you out because you're just getting started in the business. But don't abuse the privilege. As next of kin, she was notified and came in to identify her father's body. Didn't take it too well. One of the uniforms had to drive her home. The Colonel seems to think you've got the potential to be a good PI. Once you wake up to reality and get your priorities straight. I'd let you see it, but it's logged in as evidence. The handwriting, incidentally, was 100% match.
So you're saying you're not going to take my case?
Well, I don't want to take your money if I can't help you.
Fine. Leave.
I'm just being straight up, okay?
If you won't help me, I can do what I can on my own. It certainly won't be the first time.
I charge $400 a day plus expenses.
I have $1,000. If you can prove it wasn't suicide, I'll give you $10,000 later.
It's a deal. Then you're gonna need to tell me everything you know so I can get started.
Oh, I will. Thank you, Tex.
Tex now has a completely different demeanor. He's super serious and like he's a changed man. Even though when we played Tex Murphy 1, 2, 3, when we get to Under a Killing Moon, he kind of stops smoking in Under a Killing Moon, but he's still like the goofy, sleazy, weird Tex. And now like he's telling the story, and back then it was like all like suit and tie. What? Unreliable narrator.
Why don't you think your father would commit suicide?
He never would have considered it. He took good care of himself, and he often told me he was going to celebrate his 100th birthday by going skydiving.
Well, do you know anybody who'd want to see him dead?
No, no one. Everyone liked him. He was a kind man. I know the police confirmed that the note was in my father's handwriting, but it doesn't matter. I know it had to be a forgery. My father mentioned that he had had surgery performed, but he said it was minor and didn't say any more about it.
Detective Clement said you didn't pick up your father's personal effects.
I really don't remember much after they asked me to identify the body. An officer drove me home, and I haven't gone back.
Well, they won't release the personal effects to me, and I'm hoping I'll be able to go through them so I can see if there's any kind of lead.
When we're done, I'll go pick them up and meet you back here. She wasn't very friendly or helpful. I think she already made up her mind about my father's death. All I want to do is find out the truth about my father's death. I found a scrap of paper here with the address to your office written on it, no name. If my father didn't contact you, he must have gone to see someone else who works in your building. Before I came to see you, I checked the directory in the lobby, but didn't recognize any of the names.
After I finished talking to Sylvia, she gave me a spare key and said I was free to look around the house.
Oh, Sylvia was playing you like a kazoo.
Well, more like a game of trouble, as I began to realize when I started poking around Linsky's house. Linsky's taste in books ran the gamut from lackluster all the way to incomprehensible. Linsky's taste in books ran the gamut from lackluster all the way to incomprehensible. Must be a closet door. My deductive powers tell me that this ladder could lead to the attic.
I can use shift to go faster, but I think I'll just go here. Oh, it's already that fast. Okay, then. Okay.
There are only 31 pieces on the chessboard. Seems like an odd number. There are only 31 pieces.
Yeah. Missing the rook? No. The bishop? The bishop. It's exactly like Mean Streets.
I guess Linsky didn't plan on entertaining when he bought this bed. Antique dresser. Nice quality. Brand new cotton briefs. Larges, too. I wonder if I oughta... Nah. Shirts, pants, sweaters. Nothing interesting. That's a nice sweater. Some t-shirts. Linsky wasn't exactly a fashion animal. Most of these clothes look 20 years old.
Oh, I get it. I get it. But like the suit that you're wearing, like everything that everybody's wearing is not necessarily like futuristic. Because of course, like they took photos of clothes from the 90s when they made this game. So that's why he's saying from 20 years ago.
Cherry wood desk with
This is still
praline trim.
2041? Is that something like that?
Cherry wood desk with praline trim. Looks like a half-finished letter. It appears Carl Linsky was about to dump someone named Dolores.
The audio is all over the place. Dear Dolores, I've decided that maybe it's best we don't see each other anymore. With everything that's going on in my life right now, I don't think I have the time or energy to maintain.
The only pet I've ever had. His name is Raymond.
His name is Raymond? Well, why did you say it like that? You're the one who named him Raymond. Power tape. Some power tape. Raymond wasn't in the original. Mr. Tex Murphy is embellishing this story.
I've always admired well-built chairs. This photo certainly is an eyeful.
Oh, please, man. The best part of Tex Murphy is him describing paintings.
Flowering trees in a fragrant meadow. This picture has to be really old.
No. What are you doing? What about this?
The aftermath of Armageddon never looked so picturesque.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking for. Did I open this? I did.
I wonder if Linsky's little black book could be green. Looks like Linsky bookmarked the address for Dolores Lightbody.
She better be fucking fat. She better be fucking fat as fuck. I feel she will not be. What's this?
Waste not, want not.
It looks like something, but maybe just a little glitch.
Waste not, want not. Junk mail, catalog. Something on professional letterhead. This could be interesting. So Linsky signed a book deal and wasn't delivering the goods. The question is, why?
As per the dates, the delineated in the publisher-author agreement, you were to provide the following. Outline the manuscript first chapter. We still are eager to publish your book, tentatively titled Mind Over Matter and Essence of Neurological Processes. As you did not respond to our previous communication, we must assume that you have chosen to ignore. Yeah, by now it was kind of captured by the project overseer.
Scrap paper, notepad. Looks like something a flapper would languish on.
A flapper. I don't know what a flapper is. A flapper. Doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right.
The note reads, Blackjack and Dominoes. I wonder who this Blackjack is. Sounds like a pirate. Unless, of course, it refers to the number 21. But how does 21 tie to the dominoes? I've never been a fan of dominoes. I figured that time wasted playing dominoes could be time well spent playing a rousing game of Parcheesi. I've never been a fan of dominoes.
A flapper. Oh, is it the 21, like 21, 21, 21, 21 everywhere? Ah. That. This is the 2040 something. This guy is stuck so much in the past, it's before his grandfather. So I'm not sure, like, do I... This looks like a magic number thing. I think what it's called, like, it needs to be 21, like this plus this plus this, this plus this plus this, this plus... Or... And then when I do this, is it like 5 plus 4 plus 3? The manual explains some of these puzzles. I will check it out.
Blackjack and dominoes and 21 horizontally, vertically, and
Oh.
diagonal. Maybe Linsky had some code number if the dominoes were placed in a special order of 21 in all directions.
Yeah, I understood even before that. I did play this game before, but I remember nothing about this game. Yeah, so it feels like... That's 8. If I put in the middle, that'll help. I think. Well, there's a lot there. Well, if you add all of them, it's even more. That's the one with the most in the middle. I don't know, I'm just starting with that. This is 13? Yeah. No, 11. 11. So if we need 21 like this, for example. So 11. Oh, I need a pen and paper for this. Uh, 19. So here would be a really small number, which we do not have. Okay, so putting that there isn't the best move. Apparently, man, I don't know what to start with. Let's continue our search. Maybe we'll get more hints.
Someday, I'll get my own Dr. Watson. Then we can sit in chairs like these and discuss my brilliant powers of deduction. Linsky's taste in books ran the gamut from lackluster all the way to incomprehensible. All this detective work's giving me the munchies. Sheesh, even I know you don't keep bananas in the fridge. Plenty of all 4 food groups in here. Plenty of all 4 food groups in here. There's always time for a new case.
Get it.
I wonder if this was for Linsky's personal use. If so, he may have had a little addiction. Standard kitchenware.
From the 1970s.
Waste not, want not. Well, it's pretty clear Linsky didn't intend to starve himself to death. Kitchenware. Well, it's pretty clear Linsky didn't intend to starve himself to death. I don't think there's going to be much to find in these kitchen cabinets. It's pretty clear Linsky didn't
Did you need to make so many cabinets? You know we have to open them all. Wow. Move it.
I don't think there's going to be much to find in these kitchen cabinets.
You put them there and they're openable. What do you think I'm gonna do? Leave them unopened? Are you crazy? Can we open this?
It looks like an oven to me.
We opened up that. And I can't open up this. Ah! We're done.
Someday, I'll get my own Dr. Watson. Then we can sit in chairs like these and discuss my
this
brilliant
blood?
powers of deduction.
Looks like blood.
Someday, I'll get my own Dr. Watson. Then we can sit
I'll
in
get
chairs
my
like
own
these and
Dr.
discuss
Watson.
My brilliant powers of deduction. The fire makes the living room feel quaint and cozy.
I didn't check the microwave.
I'm no expert, but I'd guess that's a microwave. I'm no expert, but I'd guess that's a microwave.
Okay, I think we've explored the whole thing. Oh no, the attic.
My deductive powers tell me that this...
The videos are so smooth. It's crazy.
My mother still hasn't forgiven me
They
for quitting
feel
piano
60
lessons.
frames per
Then
second,
again, she still refuses to believe the rumors about Liberace.
which is possible that they are. It's weird that they would do that because you would save
My
so
mother
much
still hasn't
space by
forgiven me
putting
for
it
quitting
at
piano.
30
Still
or
hasn't
even
forgiven me
20,
for quitting piano lessons.
22
Then
frames per
again, she still
second.
refuses to believe the rumors about typical packing boxes.
22 is your typical cinematic frame rate, so it doesn't need to be 60.
Typical packing
60
boxes.
sometimes just feels cheap, at least for me, because
It's a shame Credenzas went out of
I
style.
lived with old
Wish I had
movies
two
that were
package
not
boxes.
60 frames per second. 60 frames per second
It's a
for me
shame
feels
Credenzas
like a
went out of
sitcom.
style. I wish I had 2 or 3 for my office. It's a chair, all right.
You think? Okay, I hope this game doesn't have things like really in behind stuff, but it doesn't look like it. Can't even go there.
Why would anyone keep something this handsome and ornamental hidden away in the attic? From the looks of this mattress, Linsky must have told his kids scary bedtime story. Great. Nothing special. Whatever's under the sheet looks remarkably like furniture. Oh, a bunch of neurology textbooks. Intriguing. Oh, a bunch of neurology text. Oh, a bunch of neurology text. Some sort of light source.
They're in my head. Get them out. Get them out. Get them out. They're in my head. Oh, get them out. Oh, get them out. I can't take it any longer. Get them out. Get them out.
What the hell was that all?
Get him out! Get him out! Yeah, that was Linsky, alright. Again, this is exactly like in the original.
Nothing useful. Old college research papers. Looks like somebody was having fun with crayons. Nothing useful. Well, I bet no one thought to look up here for a pirate's chest. Locked. Locked. I'll need to find a little something before I can open this. Find a little something before I can open this. A fancy roll top. Empty. A fancy roll top. 20-year-old tax return. Fascinating. A fancy roll top. Paper, pencils, paper. A fancy roll top.
Why am I always looking at all?
Nothing. Paper, pencils, paper clips. This could be worth looking at. Sylvia Linsky's credit report. Looks like money management isn't one of her strong points.
How to read this report.
I wonder what Linsky did to this Blaine Warner person. Maybe he stole his tricycle.
I'm going to get you, Linsky. You'll pay for what you did to me, sincerely. Blaine Warner.
Sylvia Linsky.
Yeah, this is to show that she's
Sylvia.
in debt, I think.
Sylvia Linsky's credit report.
Bananas. I don't want to solve that puzzle. I'm not super interested in that puzzle.
I hope this is just a space heater. I hope this is just a space heater. Wastebaskets often provide leads. Not this one, however. Nifty little air vent. Typical packing boxes.
Oh yes, Dolores Lightbody. Let's go to the tax office first. Check something out. I'll be back in a minute.
Jack it up. We have suspect contact.
Go, go, go! Time to move! Hands in the air! On the ground, now! Here they come! Run!
Breaching with C2, sir.
Central BCC, barricade hostage situation.
On your knees!
Moving clear. This place is set to blow.
Get down! Hands in the air!
See that? Moving now.
Don't shoot your hands! Go, go! Police, hands up now!
This game has not yet been rated.
14 Degrees East is proud to introduce Star Trek Starfleet Command, a third-person real-time 3D strategy game. Based on a 20-year legacy of the strategy board game Starfleet Battles, Starfleet Command delivers the grandeur, intensity, and detail of starship combat. Choose a 30-year campaign with the goal of becoming a Rear Admiral. Command 3 to 6 starships simultaneously in over 100 different missions. Spend prestige points on refits, new officers, supplies, and new ships. Starfleet Command offers all the weapons of war, overloaded disruptors, photon torpedoes set on proximity warheads, electronic countermeasures, transporter bombs, mines, boarding parties to capture enemy vessels. Tired of playing the good guy? Change your allegiance and take command in the Romulan Star Empire, the Klingon Empire, the Hydran Kingdom, and introducing the Lyran Star Empire. Star Trek Starfleet Command. The strategy starship game the universe has been waiting for.
You're about to take the first step on the longest journey of your life.
You know how some mornings you wake up, but you're not sure if you're really awake or if you're still just dreaming? Weird things have been happening lately. I'm quite certain I am insane. You're telling me my dreams are true?
Vamos. Enter the light. You see, señorita, mystery is important. To know everything, to know the whole truth is dull. There is no magic in that. Magic is not knowing. Magic is wondering about what and how and where. The balance provides. The balance protects.
Okay.
What topic would you like us to research?
Oh my. All of them.
A search for information on Carl Linsky has been initiated. What other topic would... A search for Blaine Warner has been in... What other topic? A search for information on DeLeon Health Service has been in... What other
Is that
topic
on
would...
the crediting service?
A search for information on DeLeon Health Services has been in... What other topic?
Dominoes.
A search for Dominoes has been in... What other topic?
Dominoes, that's new.
A search for
Dominoes were really
information
part
on
of the
Dolores
story in the
Lightbot
original.
has been in... What other topic? A search for information. Dear Jane has been in... What other topic? A search for chess has been in... What other topic? A search for information. Carl Linsky has been... What other topic? A search for Sylvia has been in... What other topic?
Okay. We're gonna
Thank
get
you
a
for
bunch of
using-
faxes.
You have a fax.
You have 13 faxes, you mean? Only this? Dolores Light Body, her address, entered Overeaters Anonymous. Like, I had her address and nobody gave it to me. I didn't even need to do this. Graduated Steve Young School, currently living in the Pacific area, own a small office specializing in probate law. Has applied for marriage license 5 times, but no record of marriage. Blaine Warner. UCLA, intern dismissed for unspecified reason, history of mental problems, currently confined to Appydale Sanitarium. Small rectangular blocks with face divided. Ricossier attendant. Yeah. Come. Yeah, come on. No. I know you want to. Go. Go. Just do it. Man. Damn. No stuff. couldn't pick you up. I would have picked you up. You would have run off, right? I need to do it myself. Winner of numerous professional and citizenship award, published author who committed suicide. Credit report. The other things we all checked out. Okay. Okay. Let's go to Lightbody's place.
Dolores Lightbody?
Yes, indeedy.
My name's Tex Murphy. I'm a private investigator. I'm looking into the death of Carl Linsky.
Oh, well, do come in.
Thank you.
You are very, very welcome. Well, this is certainly exciting. A real live PI. I love detective novels, you know.
Is that right?
I guess I've always had a certain fascination with private dicks.
Yeah.
I can imagine, although I'm trying not to.
Tell me what I can do for you. Anything at all.
Why consider rescheduling?
Well, enough about me. What do you say we talk about Carl?
What if I refuse to cooperate? Will you interrogate me under a bare bulb?
Work with the witness, a show of good form, take exception.
I'm not that kind of detective, Miss Lightbody. I'm here to talk about Linsky.
Well, all right. Where to begin? Where to begin? It was about 3 months, 11 days ago on a foggy night when Carl and I first met. Naturally, it was love at first sight.
How could it not be?
Oh. Actually, Carl came to have me draw up his will. That's what I do for a living.
A will, huh? And the beneficiary? Who would that be? Carl's daughter?
Sylvia. All that trollop ever wanted from Carl was his money, and now she'll get it. She was the primary beneficiary. You know, just between us, I think Sylvia may have driven Carl to his death.
Excuse me?
You mean like, dropped him off at the bridge?
Well, not literally. You don't think Carl was murdered, do you?
Let's just say the police didn't find any trace of banana peel up there on that bridge. Now, I've got a few more questions for you, if you don't mind.
Oh, well, I'd do anything to help. I think you know that. I loved Carl desperately. We were very happy together. I can't for the life of me imagine why he did what he did. I'm afraid Carl's estate consisted of his home and his speeder and not much more. I'm afraid Carl wasn't very good with money. He stipulated in his will that everything be divided between his daughter Sylvia and the North Hill Clinic. Of course, the real money that trollop Sylvia will get will be from his life insurance policy. That was Carl's way of making amends to Sylvia. And I'm sure it's the only reason Sylvia has you investigating her father's death. Carl worked there for years. It's a very exclusive medical facility, you know. I've been in touch with the director, Arnold Sternwood.
Arnold Sternwood. Oh, okay.
He's an extremely attractive man, but also very busy. If you'd like to see him, I can try to arrange an appointment with him. I'll call you and let you know. Then you'll have to owe me a favor. I'm unfamiliar with that name. Carl received regular packages from them. Vitamin supplements, I suppose. Carl was very health conscious. He often said he wanted to live forever. Carl loved to play games. Many a romantic evening we'd while away the hours playing dominoes or backgammon. Carl also loved to play chess. Me? Oh, I'm still in shock, as you must imagine. It'll be weeks, maybe months before I'm able to love again.
Oh, maybe days.
This note is clearly a forgery. I will not dignify it with a response.
Okay.
I don't play very well myself, but Carl did. He said that life itself is a chess match. I can't really help you there. Carl's wife left soon after Sylvia was born. Oh, Carl did the best that he could, but he never felt that he'd done a very good job raising Sylvia, and she never appreciated her father. She left home when she was very young and went into some unsavory kind of work, escorting or something like that. Carl's heart was nearly broken. They hadn't been close in years. It's too soon, Tex. Allow me to grieve first, and then we'll see what grows between us.
So that was my introduction to Dolores Lightbody.
Oh, the way she talked about Carl, it sounds like she was living in denial.
Actually, it was Sausalito. But she did have a way of looking at things through steamed-up glasses. And she also had some valid concerns about my client, which I brought up with Sylvia later that day.
Can't go to Sylvia. How do I talk to Sylvia? I can't call her. She's not on the phone list. Let's go see Eve Clemens again.
Sylvia Linsky came by to pick up her father's personal effects.
Oh, yeah.
Must be nice having a job for a change.
Jesus Christ. This guy he's a tall man. He's a giant. Apparently she's super small. Jesus Christ. Significant exaggeration, slight exaggeration, total exaggeration.
It really is. She's paying me a small fortune, too. Do you want to know what it's like to make really good money?
With all the kickbacks, I make a pretty decent living.
Yeah. You're kidding about that. You know, Lieutenant, I mean, we could sit here all day and trade friendly insults, and that might be pretty fun. But you know what I need right now? I need the help of an intelligent, knowledgeable, not to mention gorgeous policewoman right now.
You're not as charming as you think, Murphy. What do you want? Never heard of him. I don't have a lot of time to waste, Murphy. I've heard of it, but I don't have any privileged information about it. I don't play, if that's what you're asking. I don't have a lot of... I don't...
She's there. Okay.
Here are the things from the police. There wasn't much. His wallet, a set of keys, 2 go to the house, 1 to the speeder. The other 2, I don't know what they go to. They also gave me a copy of the suicide note.
I'll check them out. I've got a few things I need to run by you. I went out and I talked with Dolores Lightbody today. Apparently you two aren't exactly soul sisters.
She is hideous. I don't know what kind of black magic she used on my father, but I can't think of any other explanation.
Dolores told me about the will. Apparently you're the beneficiary.
Why are you treating me like I'm a suspect? For your information, if I sold the house and the speeder and added it to the cash, I might be able to pay off my father's debt. I'm not going to benefit from this will.
Except, of course, the $1 million life insurance policy.
I'm not going to get a cent of that. I'm surprised you're even asking me about that. You know, life insurance policies don't pay off in cases of suicide.
And that's why you retain my services.
Well, you can think that if you want. But I don't have to stick around here and be insulted by the hired help.
Ouch.
Yeah, I violated PI Rule 17. Never upset a client. She was right. I was the hired help, so I went back to work. The manila envelope Sylvie had given me turned out to have some pretty useful items in it.
I think that the narration about like talking about his old story is a pretty good device. Bunch of keys. $10.24.
The pain is unbearable. Blinsky really wrote this. I'd like to find out exactly what he's referring to.
That's it. Okay. The lock desk was up here.
Well, that won't work. Well, what do we have here? Appears to be a rental agreement.
Unlocking this unlocked them all. I'm guessing there's nothing in them.
Junk mail and an old computer manual.
Yeah.
From the looks of this, Linsky had a secret special place that he didn't want anyone to know about.
So loud. The rest is normal and then boom. Please tell me there's an uncensored version of this that shows Tex earning answers the hard way. Oh, I didn't see that when you posted it. Yeah, there's the gamer version. I don't know if by the hard way, I'm not sure what you mean. No, I wanted to check the phone.
What topic would you like us to research? A search for information on Arnold Stern has been in what other topic? A search for Carl Lentz has been in what other topic? A search for North Hill has been in what other topic? A search for Carl Lentz has been in what other topic?
Yeah, I guess.
Thank you for using the American.
Don't be coy. Don't play that game. You know, the old in out, in out.
My fax machine's brand new.
Arnold Stern would. Okay, we have an address, I guess, maybe. Seemed to be a lot less address. I feel we didn't get an address from that. Oh, okay, maybe. Well, that's a warehouse. No, we didn't get an address from that. Can we call him? No. Messages? No, of course not. Okay. I just don't want to do this thing here, so let's do everything else. What we can do. Let's go back to her. I think we have something to talk to her about.
I knew you'd be back. I just never dreamed it would be so soon.
Mm-hmm. Play it to the hilt, sort of grateful, tell it like it is. Play it to the hilt.
Well, I just came by to see how much longer you're going to be in mourning. If you know what I mean.
You rapscallion. You're just going to have to bide your time a little longer. But it will be worth the wait.
Looks like she was gonna go. Rrr. No, we're done. Bye-bye.
Linsky's secret workshop was out by the spaceport in an old warehouse. The key from the manila envelope fit the lock and I stepped inside.
Was anyone there?
No, and I doubt anyone had been there since Linsky. The place didn't appear to have been searched, judging by all the interesting things I found.
We had to shoot about 100 people to get in this fucking warehouse. Tex Murphy has forgotten all about that. In this version, he doesn't have a gun. He never had a gun, Mr. Tex Murphy. They're rewriting history.
Judging by the lack of dust on the box, I'd say it was opened fairly recently. Looks like a package of electrical doohickeys.
It's very important. Doohickeys.
I'm fairly certain these barrels should stay nice and closed. There's no key in the ignition. Even if there was, who cares? I have a speeder. This door is the only way in and out of the warehouse. I'm fairly certain these barrels should stay nice and closed. Nothing special. Nothing special. Now, I'm no brain surgeon, but if I were, all these books might make sense. Linsky was obviously doing some heavy-duty research in this place. Brain surgeon, but if I were, all these books might brain surgeon, but if I were, all these books might make sense. Brain surgeon, but if I were, all these books might make sense. Linsky was obviously doing some heavy-duty. This blanket's a pretty color. The pillow smells like.
What?
The pillow smells slightly of Brill cream.
Brill cream.
Bottle
Some
of
Brill
pills.
cream. Whatever that is.
Linsky must have had trouble sleeping. These prescription pills would knock out an elephant.
Got a name there, Otto B. Beller. What about this?
The circuit conductor kit could come in handy if I ever need to repair a circuit grid.
I guess we'll have to repair a circuit grid.
This crate feels totally empty. Appears to be an inbox, but curiously, I don't see an outbox. A good sturdy. A printout with a few notes added in Linsky's handwriting. A good sturdy file cabinet. Well, this fax raises a few questions. First, who's SF? Second, was he working for Linsky? And third, what was he doing? Sounds like he just might have been canceling some people's subscriptions to Life.
Yeah, this is the detective that Linsky hired.
I'm willing to bet this project of Linsky's figures prominently into the case.
Oh, Overlord.
Not to mention whoever this Overlord character is.
Okay, so I don't know why the game is called Overseer. Yeah, been issued a specially designed computer, passcard reader for the duration of the project. These are to be guarded carefully, as they are the only means of transmitting data to the central computer. The password will be sent separately and scrambled to minimize the risk of unauthorized access. To reiterate, this project is top secret. Non-disclosure is essential, and unauthorized communication will result in immediate termination. Project milestones must be met. Failure to do so will result in immediate termination. All data is to be transmitted via the passcard reader. No data is to be preserved. Payment will be made to private accounts. Also, of any types with other involves the project starting. Where are the other 7 working? Contact SF with Overlord. Whew.
I'll bet this computer is important, but it's got a security protect feature. I'll need to attach a passcard reader and use a security card with it before it'll operate. This computer is important, but it's got a security protect feature. I'll need to attach a passcard reader and use a security card with it. Corkboard covered with dribble.
Huh. Wait, some things here. Not to selfie. Note to self. Don't eat the pecan pie. Grover was here 9/13/32. Call Grover.
Corkboard covered with dribble.
Jane, another number.
Curious place to hide a note. I need to get a water cooler like this for my office. Maybe nothing in here. I need to get a water cooler like this for my office. Maybe someday.
Yeah, in the second game he gets a water cooler.
The letter looks like it could be interesting.
Yeah.
Linsky didn't strike me as the sort of guy who'd use random profanity, no matter how mild. This may be a message or a code.
Hip hop.
A mattress. A filthy, stinking mattress. Great. Nothing special. I wonder where the step ladder leads to.
Oh, I can do this.
First aid. Elade. Nothing makes a boo-boo feel better.
Elade.
Nothing unusual about the lights.
Whoa.
Just a bunch of packing boxes. Either Linsky lost track of time in a big way, or this was just his favorite month. The word safe is a misnomer whenever I'm on the job. The word safe.
Oh, there was a bunch of numbers down there.
Whenever I'm on the job. Nothing special.
And 9/13/32. Hmm. 9/13/32. There was numbers. This looks like a numpad for like a phone number. This is probably nothing. Let's write this down. 5550729. I think that's it. And then 4218. It says Grover everywhere, so I'm guessing Grover is more important than Jane, but 1729. Definitely 1729. I'm so fucking tired. What the fuck? Uh, 5550729. And no. 5554218. Enter. No. Okay. I think now we're almost at the point. Maybe there's other little things I can do, but I think we're at the point I need to solve the puzzle of the... Oh. Oh, solve this puzzle.
Well, this letter was written almost a year ago, and I'm guessing Linsky wasn't too happy to get it. If I can track down this Wanda Peck, maybe she can explain the context of the letter.
Oh, Dr. Linsky, this letter is to inform you that we're dropping the investigation in accordance with our agreement. The plaintiff decided to not press charge, as long as you agree to stay out of practice indefinitely. Huh.
These cut-up pieces resemble a rectangular security card, but it looks like a piece is missing. I'm assuming Linsky did that on purpose.
Oh, so I can't solve this puzzle. Maybe I can get information to get that Wanda pick. But like I said, I'm a little too tired right now. And I want to do this puzzle, but on a fresh mind, maybe. I'm gonna call it a stream. I know it's somewhat early, but I've been streaming for 9 hours now. Holy shit! Yeah, no wonder. Yeah, I think. Okay, maybe that wasn't the best idea. Okay, well, yeah. Jeez. Yeah, let's go. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night. See you next time. Ciao.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.